All right, we're gonna do our egg rolls. First thing you wanna do, you might wanna go ahead and get your cabbage. You'll get your carrot. You probably use a smaller carrot than this. You can do two things with this carrot if you want. You could shred it, cheese grater, or you can do a julienne cut. You won't need much, maybe one or two. Cut off the core and shred thin. Doesn't have to be perfect. You got your cabbage. Cut this into small thin strips, not too thick. Nice and thin. Or if you want to go with the grater, you can do that. Whichever works. If you want to practice on your knife cuts, you can do that as well. You want to add a little onion. Let's add a little onion to it. Nice thin strips. Minced celery. Cut it thin. Go this way. Nice thin strips. Get all this mixed in. Then we're going to go with some mushrooms. Mushrooms give it more of a meaty flavor since this is a vegetable. Since this is going to be a vegetable egg roll, kind of mince up the mushrooms. Gives it that meaty texture. Just mix it all up. Then we're going to saute it. We do want to give it a little bit of a saute. All right, then we're going to go ahead and hit it with some oil. If you wanted to add garlic, you can add some garlic to it. That's it. Just give it a nice little sweat. Cook it. You're going to add some Chinese 5-spice. A little salt, pepper to taste. And finally, you'll hit it with a little sesame seed oil. Just give it that nice flavor. Then you're going to add a little soy sauce to some cornstarch. Mix it up, as you can see here. And you're going to add it in. This is going to help to thicken it up slightly. Just tightens it up. Then we're going to let it cool for a few minutes. Alright, the first thing you want to do while you're, okay, so you have your filling cooling off. Make sure it's at least at room temperature. You're going to go ahead and get your water and your sugar. So you got your sugar, get your water into either in a small pot or a little saute pan. You can have rice wine vinegar for this. Rice wine vinegar, equal parts. Get your chili flakes again, however hot you want it. Just throw a little in there, and you can adjust, but always go a little less than what you think. And then if you want a little more heat, then go ahead and add some heat. Ketchup. Then you have your ginger, fresh ginger. Peel off the skin, mince it up really fine, okay? So cut it up really, really fine. So cut off the ends. Again, if you want to use your grater, you can do that as well. So again, do it on your grater since you may be using it. Get most of it that way, or again, cut it really thin. Get that flavor in there. And then you'll add some garlic in there. Then we're going to go ahead and take it to the stove and bring it up to, so we take it up to the stove and bring it up to a nice little simmer. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and get it right onto the stove. Stir in everything. You got all your ingredients in here. And then bring it up to a low simmer. We have our cornstarch slurry, which is your water and your cornstarch. And as soon as this starts to simmer, then we'll add the cornstarch to it, and that will thicken it up. All right, so we see where it's up to a simmer. If you want to add a little salt, you can. So just kind of make sure you get everything incorporated. And then once it starts to simmer a little, we'll go ahead and add the cornstarch. So we're getting that stirred in. This is starting to thick, or it's just starting to boil. Add it in, a little at a time, to the consistency that you're looking for. You don't want it too thick. If you do, you have to adjust. So again, in order for this to thicken, it must come to a little simmer or a boil. So we'll just add a little more, and I think that should do it. That's what we're looking for, because when it cools down, it gets even thicker. And then important thing is let it simmer for at least an additional 2 to 3 minutes so to cook out the starch. So we'll let that simmer a little bit longer. Now we're ready to make the egg rolls and to roll them. So we have some egg rolls here. Go ahead and grab some of the filling, mix it up. This you have right here is a little cornstarch on there. So then go ahead, and one way to do it is if you have this mixture, and let's say that you have 4 in your group, basically what you can do is just kind of cut it in fourths like that. You got 1, you got 2, and you got 4 portions, just like that. Okay. So you can eyeball it. So we want to kind of go at an angle. If you can stretch it out a little, that'll be great. Grab your mixture, set it in, as you can see. A little water around the edges. Okay, gonna fold one side and then fold the other like a burrito. Seam side is down. So there's the seam. Make sure it's down. Make sure these are all tucked in. Okay, we'll grab another one. A little cornstarch isn't going to hurt it. Again, add it in here. A little water. Again, corner to corner. Tuck it in. There you go, we got the next one. Seam side is down. Okay, we'll set those in. Remember, seam side down. So again, the seam down. Seam right there, that should go down. Should be at least halfway up to cook half of the English or the half of the spring roll or the egg roll, so that when you flip them around, it'll cook the other side, the other half. So get them nice and brown and crispy. I'm going to flip them over, just like so. Nice and crispy and cooked through. And then once they're done, just set them up on a paper towel just to kind of take off the excess. Turn them back over. There we go. And we'll get these all served up. Plating. All right, for plating, we're going to add the chili sauce in there. We'll get a couple of egg rolls. Place them like this. Hit it with a little cilantro. And we've got a nice little plate up.